Go on.
Some performance and victory would be delighted with 3 points.
Yeah. My favourite performance so far, I think, just as close to complete as we've had. I think so far. Still obvious room for improvement, but yeah, very very good. So especially for it to come off the back of a real tough week, 3 games in 6 days. So yeah, delighted with the levels that the lads managed to reach today.
Yeah, I mean, talking of the situation with Mario and the players coming together and the fans coming together, it was a nice moment when Max put that goal.
Yeah, so I've been asked about Mario a couple of times already, and obviously we're all enjoying today in the changing room and on the pitch at the end, and then when you're asked about Mario, it gives you a real sort of sense of reality, and that we're all here smiling, and Mario's going through a really tough time. So thoughts are with him, the thoughts of the group are with him. As soon as we came in, he was the first thing we spoke about. He's incredibly important to the team, firstly on the pitch. Secondly, he's incredibly important to what we are as a group around the place. He has huge respect from the group for what he does. There's no way we'd be anywhere near 28 points without him. And I just hope him and his family are doing as well as they possibly can be at this time. And I've spoken to him a little bit the last couple of days, and 100% serious when I say to him that he has as long as he needs to for when he's ready to come back and help us. And until that time, he has our full support of me, the players, the football club, and I hope him and his family can find some sort of peace over the next few days, and I hope they're doing okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It shows the character of this side, though, to be able to take that moment and put in that kind of performance as well, doesn't it? Because it's not easy to have a friend of yours as well as a teammate go through something like that and then have to put a performance on.
Yeah, no, that of course. And then secondly is missing Mario as a player, and how good he's been, and the level of performance he's put in midfield. You know, me, the person, the first thing I thought of when we knew we weren't going to have Mario was like, I'm really sad for Mario. And then you look at picking a team and you realise what you're missing as well as the person, the footballer. So for the lads to step up, and Tommy Doyle's performance and the togetherness of the group, and that's a good Everton side, by the way. They're on 26 points without the points deduction. They have some top players, and I thought we were just fully dominant for the whole performance. I thought incredible. And third game in 6 days with a small group. You know, we've not been able to make loads of changes. Huge credit to the medical team and the physios, masseurs, the guys that help with the nutrition, just to get the lads to look like that today. A lot of work went in, you know, because I thought we looked the more energetic side. Thought we looked like we were able to keep going, which is testament to everyone at the football club who puts in real long hours to make the performance look the way it does.
Lots of positives I could ask you about, but just to maybe focus on one in Mateus Cunha with numbers again. I mean, potentially in the form of his Wolves career at the moment.
Yeah, it was an incredible performance from him. Firstly, without the ball, because we try to put a lot of attacking players in the team, and I stress to them the importance of me being able to trust them and the team being able to trust them with the out of possession stuff, because want that much talent on the pitch, but if it's going to cost us because we're out of shape and we don't have any discipline, I'm going to have no choice but to call someone from the bench who's more disciplined. And I thought him, Pablo and Chani without the ball today were excellent, firstly. And then the level of performance with the ball from all three of them. But Mateus Cunha, especially his level of understanding of the movements when Everton were a back five and they were sort of man for man, just to drag Tarkowski into areas and managed to wriggle away from him. And I thought it was an excellent performance. And then we had a little chat this morning, me and Mateus, around arriving in the goal, because he'd been doing it really well, and then he'd just fallen away in the last few games. I thought at Brentford there was a couple of opportunities for him to arrive from that left pocket in the penalty area when we attacked down the right, and showed him a few bits, and we had a chat, and then he gets his reward today from arriving in the goal. It was a nice moment to sort of share with him after he scored, because we both understood that what we'd spoken about this morning had helped him. So pleased that he scored, but the level of performance that he put in I thought was fantastic.
Just one follow-up. Did he come off with a knock? Is he okay?
Yeah, a knock on the hip, and he was exhausted. The the distance he covered on Wednesday at Brentford was through the roof. He's a player that always plays with energy. You know, I think we were 4-1 up with a good 7-8 minutes to spare at Brentford, and he's still charging around everywhere. So yeah, he was tired and he got a bang on the hip. But yeah, I thought it's an unbelievable week for us. I was looking back through some of the stuff before I arrived around how many pundits and people in the media had written the group off, and how many bottom threes we were predicted in by people. So what the group have managed to pull together and do so far, to be on 28 through 20 games, is a fantastic achievement from them, and they deserve all the plaudits that they get, because they're working their socks off. You can feel the connection with the fans because of the way they're working, the way they're trying to play. So delighted for them. They'll have a couple of days off now, which always makes me feel uncomfortable, but they've earned it. And then we'll get them back in and get ready for the FA Cup at Brentford. Okay.
I was interested in how Wayne play. He didn't play like he was Steve Montpappy, did he? It was exceptional, seeing as he's not going to be here for much longer.
Yep.
He really wanted to leave with a good impression.
Yeah, and I think the understanding of the movements of the front three, leaving spaces for Channy to exploit in behind, worked really well, suited him. I thought he was a threat all day, caused the backline numerous problems. I'm absolutely gutted that we lose him for as long as we do. Hopefully he's back as soon as possible, without wanting to wish bad results on his nation. Hopefully he's back as soon as possible, because he's obviously been a massive part of what we've managed to achieve so far. And I think it was probably seen as a tough task when I arrived with the group that we had, and we've fully committed to it, and we've tried to get the best out of everybody, and that'll be the same again. We're going to lose Rayan, Channy and Bouba for a decent spell, and I'm just excited to see how the group can still cope without them. You know, we'll go about it the same way we have. If we have to, as I've said it before, if we have to use the young players, no problem. Lads off the bench, as you've seen today, with Tommy coming in, are ready to help. So yeah, we lose 3, but I get to learn a lot more about the others. So we'll keep pushing the best we can.
Gary, when did the goals change? You came here with the remit to pick up the Premier League.
Not yet.
You said.
Not yet. Still the same. Yeah, let's make sure because I'm really hopeful with the plan the club has that next season will look a little bit different for us financially. So this year it was really important to consolidate, and that's still the task. So let's make sure that this year we achieve our minimum goal, and then I'm sure you guys know me well enough now that there won't be any flip-flops or anything out. If we do, it'll be keep pushing to finish as high as we can. So the target that I was set when I came in was can we try and keep this group in the league without too much help from the transfer markets, and then my aim for the group is to push them as high as I can, because they deserve it. You know, the lads deserve me to push them. Like, Mateus Cunha's got too much ability for me to just let him drift and be the Cunha that is easy to be. And we need to get him to be the best Cunha he can be. João Gomez works his socks off every day, deserves me spending as much time as I can with him to help him. So we'll keep pushing them, see where we can get them to, so just finish as high up as we can.
Last year, the end of 2022, club in the relegation zone. Now 11th, 28 points. You're 1 goal away from equaling last season's goal tally at the time of the season. What does that say for what the players have done under you? You know, what they've taken on board and how quickly they have done, and the freedom I guess you give them as well.
Yeah, and I'm really keen to make sure that all of the credit goes to the playing group. It's not me, you know. They have to step over the line and produce, and I can ask them to do stuff, and they're the ones that have to go and carry it out. So, and to add to that, we're at somewhere between 80 and 100 million better off as well than we were this time last year. So, the club have managed to do some real good business. Some of the players that they've managed to sign that weren't recognised at the time, you know, that what Totti Gomez is doing in the Premier League at the moment for the money that the club spent on him is incredible. João Gomez, for a young player to be performing the way he is in the Premier League, is incredible. Channy, I think, scored 9 goals in his last 4 seasons, and he's on 10 this year. So the work that the lads have put in to improve and give everything is why we managed to do what we do so far. But we haven't achieved anything. We're 20 games into a 38 game season, and I speak about it a lot. If we take our foot off the gas 3-4%, that's enough to lose games. So it needs to be how it is. It needs to keep pushing, and they're an ambitious group. You ask the playing staff where they think we can finish this year, and it'll be high up. So that's what they believe, and that's where we should keep trying to push them to.
9 goals in the last 3 games. It's almost unheard of for a Wolves team at this level. They've been very much a counter-attacking team, a kind of more defensive, conservative team. But you seem to have turned them into a different, much more exciting outfit. How do you kind of did you always see that in them, this group?
Yeah, I didn't come in trying to. I didn't really have a vision of what they were before, just what I wanted them to be. Really, I've mentioned it quite a few times. I want them to be good at everything. I don't think I couldn't go in somewhere and just coach counter attack and low block. We'll be that sometimes. We will, and we need to be good at that. And then today, I thought it may be a tough home game for us. The way the Burnley and Nottingham Forest games went, where we sort of struggled to break teams down. But today, lads showed a really good understanding of it. So need them to be able to do everything. Really, it's my job to be able to coach them so they understand different situations. And that was the most pleasing thing about today, as I said, because their back five, Everton, could have been a real tough one, but the movements and the use of the ball I thought was excellent. Very, very good. Looked to threat all afternoon. So delighted with where they are.
You've talked there about playing 3 games in 6 days. I don't know if you've seen the PFA this week have come out and said the players are now starting to complain individually about the amount of games they're asked to play in maybe a short space of time. You combine internationals, even talk of legal action, sort of if there are injuries. As somebody who's played quite recently yourself, can you sympathise with that point of view?
3 games in 6 days at this level is tough. Like, you go into each one feeling something. You're always playing with something hurting, or you're playing not fully recovered, or so 3 games in 6 days is excessive. It is to expect them to be able to go at the level that they're supposed to go at is a big ask. I spoke to the league personally around these set of fixtures, because a lot of teams played on the 23rd and play tomorrow. So they had like 8 days, which is manageable. And I asked for them if we could move this Everton game to tomorrow at least, to try and. I just said, like, with the squad I've got, we're putting the players at risk here. But I'm risking players getting injured today with asking them to go again. Thankfully they didn't. As I say, the work that everyone's done with them has really helped them. But 3 in 6 days is a real big ask for them. So of course, no complaints from me. We'll play whenever they tell us to play, and as you see today, the lads will play whenever we're asked to play. They're ready. They're as game as any group I've ever met. So they're ready to go. João Gomez tells me he's tired and then sprints 60 metres to close someone down. So yeah, we'll be ready to go, but a little bit longer to play 3 games would have been ideal, obviously. All right until I was about 30, and then terrible from that moment onwards. So yeah, probably did Dorse a favour, probably missing the one in the middle. Thought him coming back fresh gave us something today. But yeah, it just is what you never feel yourself, especially in the 3rd one. You never feel quite yourself. You never feel quite at the same level. And but I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because there's top managers around with top players that have to perform like this every week. In Europe, and travel away and come back, and our schedule's nowhere near as bad as theirs. So the last 6 days have sort of given me a glimpse of what people like Arsenal and Liverpool and that have to deal with on a regular occurrence, and it's tough on the players.
Obviously, the league said no to the Sunday game, but were they sympathetic? Or?
Yeah, no, the league are always fine. They would obviously. There's normally reasons that they can't, whether it's broadcasters here or somewhere else, or there's normally reasons that things can't be moved. And they were open to listen to what I spoke about, and they looked into it as much as they could for me and tried their best, and just said it's unfortunately not possible. So thankful they left it today. We look good today. We might not look good. Might not look so good if it was tomorrow.
Do you see something different from the players once there were 2 or 3 goals up? Because you've won a lot of games here by the odd goal. Every now and then. Just wondering, with the swagger, the confidence, did you kind of see a different level?
Yeah.
A bit more freedom, a bit more confident?
Yeah. I guess so. I think I could hear a lot from the lads as well around keeping the level high and not being complacent at that moment. So still, Everton are still a threat always because they put a lot of balls in your box and anything can happen, even at 3. So still managed to keep a real level of professionalism. But yeah, I just think the way they approached the game, the boys with their understanding of what we were trying to do and their attitude and togetherness that made it look like a comfortable game for them. I'm glad that we kept pushing because I spoke at half-time around Everton can turn this game in a second with a set play or with Jordan Pickford booming it in your box. And so 1-0 is never going to be enough today because anything can happen. So we need to keep pushing. I'm really pleased they did. We had two disallowed goals as well. Fairly tight, I think. Some other real good chances. Channy hit the post. So a real good day on the attacking front. I'm pleased that Jose, he's been moaning about not getting clean sheets, Jose. So I'm pleased that he got a clean sheet today.
Great.
All right.
Thanks.
Happy New Year, guys. Have a good one.